Hello mateys, this is Discovery Scouts, a Pirates of the Caribbean film series here. Welcome back to the YouTube channels, guys. Today's Thursday, June 15, 2017. Welcome back. So, this is my, the new videos every day, guys. One of the Battle Epic Simulator says, Surgeon Dragon Simulator says, I have seen the Golden Knights under the heroes. The fight defended it against the medieval heavy knights, footmen, archers, Roman Empire, and Spartan the Persian, and it could be about Warcraft, could be about the orcs. I just could have decided for when I'm running. From yesterday, I just ran over beside the public library under the graduation of Pioneer under the advanced program, and including Trillium and DVR and the visitors and a lot of junior highs and high schools and distances. Maybe I was all the first mentioned that on the graduation for the last year, from the job size to the pay jobs to the DVR participants, is also they have doing the pay jobs makes up what money is. Brendan Mulligan works under the Goodwill, Richard Archer, Fred Myers, and Andrew Strong's on Walgreens while they're working. And Cody Wishinsky was mentioned working on the Blue Junior High Schools and Pierce College. And the babysitter's worker here on Sierra Adams. MJ, she's working on Starbucks copies on Fred Myers. Jennifer Hugo's on Tacoma Boys. Mariah Quillisi Rogers on Rogers still on work Starbucks Coffee too. Then Shannon Freeman's on working on Safeway, the job coach with Andrew. And Michael Stixwood on Michael's stores. Well, he's working too. Maybe there could be about, say, 21's graduation from advanced program. He decided to see nearby Brendan Miller, Donovan Noonan, Brendan Chapman, Lloyd Kirk, Alex Scheinerman, Ian Allen. He's losing his job from the Moss Pizza. He could be decided to see Lloyd Kirk and Alan Shaler, and first mention for Tyler Kearns, and Michael Brown stalls on Krispy Kreme donuts there on Tacoma. Short enough, guys. Maybe my dogs doesn't want to go outside. Raining to partly cloudy. Ayusha says Frankie hung up there for the mess up his shit. And then he says, Bella didn't answer my phone. She says, answer the phone. That's a piece of shit. Well, I don't know what time it is. I think it is 2:23, almost there at about 57 seconds. I have a natural says, I can't imagine that the shows it about Andre Salas has her boyfriend Christopher Michelle's. She went home for the College Bulldogs volleyball field programs. She was a junior next year. I could be decided to see what happens there. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure about maybe it could be Jenna. Maybe Jenna went home from Portland State Viking shows. She says, "Go Vikes." she never get deal for the Fox Mullen. She was says, don't ever enter race and say that again. So this could be the lot about the high school is inappropriate for interested for WS state championship for the volleyballs. Well, what kind of hell is under the temper flare? I believe it's in the temper flare for and MLB is on the baseball fields. What kind of about the damn shows of what is that? Maybe it's not the Justin Verlanders, but he didn't do anything without the Kate Upton. Maybe his brother Ben Verlanders has reactions to watching the 2017 temper flares, to doing himself what happens about investigating by Detroit Police Department Sheriff Emmett Trell and a trooper. I have other questions for you guys. If Cubs willing to do the wins, and maybe just say yes as hardest as it can. I'm gonna check out for the channels there. Maybe could have Alex and Matthew to see the siblings together with the Darios siblings, with the parents and siblings and their friends. Oh, frozen yogurts with chocolate. Now seeing it looks like it's about tasty. Looks very predictable. I'm gonna have to show upstairs. I'm not sure about take that to the yes. Bella's in there, and she's kind of about busy. She kind of that busy as shit. Really excited about to see the Mummy new trailer movie. Also they have during the Father's Day. So Denny should be alright. It's not gonna bother. It's kind of to bother even now that I heard of it. I've never seen about the Creek South Park. So Celebration of Lutheran Church, I've never seen it. About 75 year anniversary. The show that half of the Dr. Luther King have to quit from the Puyallup. So I just came to welcome there on October 2nd, 2016. So this is 8 months ago. So I could do what is the specials there. So I just rewrite on it on from Catholic to Lutheran. I kind of feel like Lutheran Church, which is from Roman Catholic to Celebration of Lutheran for any time. So I also did have the difference from many times, the difference and individual descriptions. So also the contents of the fields of the day. I feel like played a lot of games, and there's the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the epic battle of the galaxies. So I showing to do that and concluded it for the first, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, the seventh, eighth, and ninth episodes in this movie, including Rogue One, Untitled for Han Solo, and Luke, and the legendary Luke Skywalker. They have which is it takes about 43 years to go, which is all of them about it's kind of about very most of you important needily so many of kind. So I think the Star Wars The Last Jedi coming up mentioned from his father, Anakin Skywalker's. So Hayden Christensen's on Team LZ. So Hayden Christensen's supposed to be this as Anakin Skywalker's characters has done. So the first to third movies was also to have done about to 6 years. Was to conclude Jake Lloyd and Natalie Portman as Padme, Nebari, Queen Amidala, and Skywalker, suffering and dying from Bourne to take over from Tatooine, Coruscant, and she bears to take it back to the Naboo. She was funeral for sending to the Queen of Gods. So Leia and Luke was separated for siblings. So Anakin and Padme on Mustafar, they were separating. He was consideration Chokronek, and he considered killed her, and while she's getting about to die in the childbirth, yes. Padme literally died on in the childbirth. After that, on the Revenge of the Sith, when Anakin returns to Darth Vader's, they know each other. They were seemed about the 24 years later. For now, as a candidate in many cities I could. So I understand. So he can understand it. Fortunately, about executed Order 66. So Chief Palpatine for Chancellor to turning to the transformation to the Darth Sidious, the Emperor, and Imperial Guards, and the call of the security clones turns to the stormtroopers on the First Order 66. Might be the executed. Maybe Darth Sidious. Also, they have the clones just kill the Jedi and Padawan and younglings, and the younglings just kill them all. Just kill them all by Anakin and the Clone Wars. It just look like about betrayal. When they rise to the Darth Vaders, and the smoke on the Coruscant. So Padme was overlooked from Anakin, and this seems about the 5 years past on in the way, but he probably going to enter the Vader to Mustafar to learn to see volcanoes, all of the lavas, all who lift the red light, the red fire. It's just like the red flower do. On considerations, that says, I would say no, I would say yes. So when Padme was sacrificed to Mustafar, and she takes back to the ship for the pulse of Malasov to the medical center, Bail Organa was also to have take C-3PO and R2-D2 to our Eldoring to after the Padme's destinations, and she died from the medical center for the childbirth, led the kill by Anakin, and he transformed to the Darth Vader, and the could be about takes 24 years later. It's time to be on to this interesting. So Obi-Wan Kenobi has gone up at about also they have 54 actually it's about 51. So Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi was grown up for old of about A New Hope, from after the Rogue One, the World War III, ultimated. There seems to me how expected me. They weren't about to see about the stories, about the Rogue One Star Wars stories. And Jen Erso parents was her mother died and he killed by the general unit for the white guy, the white coat, and the guy is they know each other is. They're defending on each other for the rebel is. They're trying to join the rebels and the Jedi. It also thinks very much. It also thinks about much about stormtroopers came in with the Jedi. The destruction and destroyed by Death Star. They're led about the clone. They're led by stormtroopers and Imperial officers, and the pilot soldiers. They're just literally fighters. Fighters just started against the rebels and the fighters. Also, they have here. I kind of about watching this about the Rogue One to the New Hope. They seem Leia, daughter of Padme, and she willing to do the last names of Organa, Skywalker, or Amidala. He knew Darth Vader's what happened. He knew Darth Vader was former where her father is. When C-3PO and R2-D2 send it down to the Tatooine under the planet, Luke Skywalker has it about befriend the Jawas. Maybe it could be also he favored the Jawas. They also killed by Tusken Raiders, and they killed Luke's parents, and one of the he lived with the memory for Anakin's. One of the stormtroopers invaded for the Tatooine in the cities. Most of them have huts, shadows, and also it's also supposedly can be concludedly we found the starships to rescuing for Leia from Leia led by Luke and Han, and was defending the machine. That was a losses. That was a loss about interesting. It's its very most important if it once in a moment, if it dare see. I believe of what I could. I'm gonna eat the dessert for the chocolate frozen yogurt right now. See you soon.